Being able to watch your brain and run a model is possibly the biggest, most expansive thing that I ever learned how to do and that I teach my clients to do. Because as you will see, your circumstance is not what dictates your result. We believe that our circumstances dictate our result. We believe that our circumstances are the things that keep us from getting the result that they want, but they are not. Our thoughts about our circumstances are what dictate how we feel, which dictates how we act, which dictates the result, the outcome. So this is an acronym. This is the model that I use for running a model. So the C is your circumstance. A circumstance is neutral. Facts that can be held up in a court of law and not debated. I wanted to insert another practical example here. For example, let's say that the circumstance is you stepped on the scale and it said 177 pounds. That is a neutral fact. You stepped on the scale, it says this, that number, or you seeing the number is what we would call a circumstance. That could be used as data, held up in a court of law. We can all agree the scale said 177. Now, here's where it gets powerful. That's probably not what most women think when they step on the scale. You might look at that number and immediately think, I've let myself go. That's so gross. This is hopeless. But someone else might see that exact number and think, I'm making progress. Oh my gosh, it's below 200. That's the most I've ever weighed and the strongest I've ever been. The circumstance is the same, totally different thoughts, completely different meaning assigned. So I hope this illustrates how different thoughts create different feelings, which then create different actions and ultimately results. That is what I mean when I say circumstance is neutral. It is your thought that shapes your entire model, experience, and results. I have a few examples here today, and you just want to use one at a time. But these are some client examples that came up this week that I'm going to use because they're very applicable. So, for example, a circumstance is you see moms or even you see women in bathing suits, right? A fact, you see women, they are wearing bathing suits. So, for example, in this circumstance, the circumstance is women wearing bathing suits. And then the thought is an optional sentence in your brain that you give meaning to, what you're making it mean. Other moms look good in bathing suits. I don't look good in a bathing suit. They're having so much fun. They make it look so easy. It's easier for her, whatever it is. When you're running a model, I really want you to try to stick to one thought. So I'm going to run a few examples here and they're all kind of related, but I really want to stick to one thought per model. So you think other moms look good in bathing suits. I don't look good in a bathing suit. How does that make you feel? What are the vibrations, sensations? Even me saying, I feel in my stomach. I feel, oh, that doesn't feel good. And these are emotions, right? There's a slight difference between emotions and feelings. Emotions are the emotions that you feel. There are words like insecure, jealous, and sad. Feelings are sensations in your body, which will let you know what emotion you're feeling. So let's say that makes you feel bitter, it makes you feel insecure, it makes you feel jealous, or it makes you feel sad. Any or all of the above or something completely different. How do you act when you're feeling bitter, insecure, jealous, and sad? Well, you don't wear a bathing suit. And then you feel even worse about yourself. And then what is the result? You still aren't wearing a bathing suit. You're not having fun with your kids. And you feel even worse. We're going to come to more solid examples, so stay with me. When you run this model of your thoughts, you will see how your thought is creating your outcome. You're keeping yourself not wearing the bathing suit by having this thought. So what we want to do, the circumstance is not going to change. There's still going to be other women wearing bathing suits. So there's going to be other moms in bathing suits and you're going to see them. And you can choose a better feeling thought. And it could be something like this. I am proud of the progress I've made and I will wear what makes me feel comfortable and happy. When you say that, how do you feel? At the very least, you probably feel neutral. Probably you feel more comfortable, more confident, happy, and peaceful. And how do you act when you're feeling confident, happy, and peaceful? And you wear whatever the crap you want, and you focus on being present with your kids. You enjoy the experience. You enjoy your summer. You are present, which for most moms I talk to, they want that so bad, to be present. And they're not, because they're distracted practicing the thought about whatever else, about what everyone else is doing. So when you have the thought instead, I'm proud of the progress I have made and will wear whatever makes me feel comfortable and happy, you feel comfortable, confident, happy, and peaceful. The more you practice it, the easier it will be to get here. And then you wear whatever you want and you're present. And the result is that you do the things that you want to do and you make memories with your family in the summer. And you're probably more inspired and motivated to do your workouts, because as women, we are motivated from a place of fullness. We are not motivated from shame. That's what keeps people stuck in self-sabotaging. Let's look at another example. The circumstance, you don't have any summer clothes that fit your body. So we can't say you don't have any summer clothes that look good on you. We can't say you don't have any summer clothes. Those are not facts. The facts are maybe you don't have any clothes that are your size. And so you have the thought, I can't go shopping because I don't have anyone to watch the kids. I can't ask for help. I don't have any money. I don't want to spend money on myself. And then you feel anxious, bitter, resentful, and definitely uncomfortable in your clothes. And so what do? This makes you anxious. You go into high anxiety, you go into overdoing, and your perfectionist streak comes out. You're pissed about not having clothes that fit. You're pissed about not having any childcare so you can go shopping. You're pissed about not having the body that you want to put the clothes on. So you go into high anxiety, high sympathetic, and then probably, because I know my client, you go into overdoing. You go into seeing everything that's wrong. You go into seeing the dirty dishes. You go into seeing the dirt under the stove. You go into seeing your dirty, imperfect children. You go and seeing your imperfect husband and all that he's not doing because you're in high sympathetic. And then it's completely overwhelmed. You're completely overwhelmed. And what do? You go into trying to fix them because you have a perfectionist streak. And when you go into fixing, it never ends and it's completely overwhelming because there's always something to be fixed. You can try to change your kids and your husband and your dog and your house for the rest of your life. It'll never end when you get into this spiral. And then what happens? This is when I hear your nutrition and your workouts go down the shitter. This is when I hear you're not sleeping, you're not taking care of yourself because you're telling yourself there's all this stuff you have to fix. What's the result? You don't get the body you want. You don't lose fat. You don't improve your strength. You don't feel more peace. You continue to feel resentful and uncomfortable and hide in your clothes all summer. And then you keep getting into this high anxiety, overdoing, I'm overwhelmed. And this is where stopping and starting comes in. Okay, now let's go to the alternative. The circumstance is exactly the same, you guys. Circumstance has not changed. You don't have any summer clothes. I'm going to say in your size because really that's the fact. In your size. So if you think instead, I can find creative ways to involve my kids in the shopping experience. I can go shopping. Or I can schedule a time when I have support. Or I deserve clothes that feel good and fit well. I always use this example with parents because would you force your children into clothes that are way too small for them? Of course not. Maybe, you're stretching from a 4T to a 6T, but you're not going to force your children into things that are too small and uncomfortable. So why would you do that to yourself? You deserve clothes that fit well and feel good. So when you start thinking this, I deserve clothes that fit well and feel good. I can schedule a time to go shopping when I have support. How do you feel? Probably more calm, at least neutral, maybe even excited about buying new clothes, inspired. And so what do? You go buy new clothes that you are excited about, that you feel amazing in. And then from a place of fullness and inspiration, you continue to do the fitness and nutrition dial movers that will make you feel even better in your clothes because you are pumped. You are coming from a place of feeling good. What's the result? You gain muscle because you're doing your workouts. You increase your confidence and you lose fat. You definitely increase your confidence. Okay, here's one last example. The circumstance is you are the default or the primary caregiver for your children. And the thought that you're having about that is asking for help is a sign of weakness. I can't ask for help. And then that makes you feel anxious because you have no time alone. You have too many things to do. You feel bitter towards your family and your community. You feel overwhelmed, resentful, and tired. And then how do you act? You go into high anxiety, high sympathetic. You are reactive towards your kids and partner. Your patience is shot because you're taking no time for yourself. You're getting no support. And you're probably going into victim mode. This is happening to me. Nobody helps me. And then you get snappy. Maybe you yell at your kids. You snap at your partner. You probably go into what we talked about here, where you are over hustling, overdoing, being a perfectionist, trying to fix everything, overdoing, trying to make it perfect. And then the result is either infrequently or frequently, your capacity will blow, right? Because you're a human with a capacity. Your capacity will blow. You have big or little explosions. This causes stress between you and your partner. This causes shame with yourself about perhaps yelling at your kids or how you responded to your kids or your parents or your coworkers or people in your community. And then what do? You go into overwhelm. And then you probably, again, because I know you go into overdoing. You feel bad. You go into, if I just do more, if I do more for my kids, if I take no time for myself, if I do everything for everyone, then they'll love me again. I can repair. Completely put yourself aside. And then you're not doing the dial movers that actually would get you the results that you desire, that actually would get you the body that you desire, that actually would make you feel how you want to feel and improve your confidence. So let's look at the better feeling thought. You're still the default or primary caregiver for your children. That's a fact. But If you practice the thought, asking for help is a sign of strength and allows others to support me, which benefits everyone involved, then you feel more confident. It's empowering. It's empowering. This thought is empowering. This is giving your power away. Well, it's on everyone else. There's nothing I can do. I can't ask for help. Well, it is empowering to take back your power. Asking for help is actually a sign of strength. It's a sign of confidence. You feel confident, empowered, and worthy of support. And then what do? You enlist help, and then you take the time to actively execute the dial movers on whatever your goals are, your fitness, your health, your nutrition, and your stress management. The outcome is then you consistently eat well, you consistently manage your stress, get enough quality sleep and workout. Then you feel and see the physical results that you desire. Your confidence and strength double, and you show up way more enthusiastically for your community and your family. I want you to see how nothing has changed in circumstance. You're still the default caregiver. You still have the same number of hours in the day. But changing this thought changes your whole life. And this is how I want you to practice it. So I'm a big fan of journaling, and doing a brain dump is getting these thoughts out. Also, talking to us, talking to your coaches, asking for help, coming to coaching calls is a great way to identify these thoughts, right? Because you're not necessarily aware of the thought asking for help is a sign of weakness. So just brain dump, stream of consciousness, get it all out, and then see on the paper, identify the most triggering thoughts. Start with one and then run a model on it. What is the actual circumstance? What is the fact? Right? She's mad at me. That's not fact. I took 42 hours to email her back. Is the fact. The thought is she's mad at me. So take your thought, your most triggering thought, run a model on it. Watch how your thought triggers your body and your nervous system. So if you have to, sit with the thought, I'm afraid of her being mad at me. Okay, where does that feel in your body? That's how you know what your F is, your current feeling. How do you act from that place? And see how that's creating a result. And then get curious about your T, your thought. Is it 100% true? Do you want to keep it? Does it feel good? What thought would feel even 10% better? So it's not always going from 0 to 100. It can be going from a really bad feeling thought to a neutral thought. I love Carl Lowenthal's example of if you're like, I have a disgusting stomach, instead of being like, I have a six pack, I'm beautiful. Like you can literally elevate to, I have a human stomach. Like I'm a human, because that feels a lot better and more neutral than like, I'm disgusting, 10% better. And then rewire with the better thought. Practice that new T. Practice how it feels in your body. In fact, set an alarm to go off 4 to 5 times a day. And many of our clients do this with your new thought. Practice the thought and practice feeling in your body. Because a thought is just a wheel in a dirt road. And literally the neural pathways get engraved. That's how we learn things as children and adults. And so the more you practice a thought, the deeper the rut. So you get to choose the thought that you want to fight for. Do you want to fight for, I can't wear a bathing suit and I can't ask for help? Do you want to fight to keep that thought? Or do you want to fight for, I'm totally deserving of time to myself. I'm totally deserving of feeling amazing in my clothes. You get to decide. So that is how to run a model. So when you do it yourself, you're going to do your brain dump, identify your thoughts, and run a model with this CTFAR with the old thought and then with the new thought. And I love doing this. Feel free to share it in your channel and report back, ask questions. Love you.